Known as the Princess of Pop, Britney Spears has been a force bigger than life, and if you're a millennial, you most probably grew up with her hits blasting on your speakers at home. You've seen her name and face in almost every magazine and newspaper you held. Since she debuted her first ever musical strike, Baby One More Time, Britney gave rise to a pop legend and raised the bar for every artist to follow. Her first two studio albums, which are both certified diamond in the US, were global successes and became two of the best-selling albums of all time. She also became the best-selling teenage artist of all time. Britney Spears was credited for being one of the driving forces behind the return of teen pop in the late 90s, earning her the title of the Princess of Pop. When she emerged with that song on 1998, no female artist affected the pop genre so profoundly since Madonna. She brought a new era of pop vocal stylings and performance that would influence countless artists to come. Eventually, Spears' sexy and coy vocals and dance-heavy sexy performances brought about an inception of teenage sex appeal in the pop industry. Baby One More Time was the single that started it all. Released in 1998, this debut single brought about the so-called Britney mania, and the image of her dancing in a suggestive schoolgirl uniform on a school hallway became one of the most iconic 90s moments. Her single has also become one of the greatest hits of the decade. Britney's classic debut single announced the era of millennial pop, influencing a generation to confess their loneliness. She attracted teens and adults alike, as she became a pop culture figure that seemed to articulate the same struggles they're going through. On one interview, Britney mentioned that she has set the bar kind of high for herself, and that's the reason why she never seemed to slow down. You can't blame her, since her debut album is also her breakout album. Spears has been surprising the world with her extravagant music videos, remarkable TV performances, daring world tours, and an award-winning residency. Spears' batting average has remained high after her album releases, making her influence on pop music undeniable. From the good girl gone bad narrative that she adapted and perfected from the queen of pop Madonna, to being the first artist to score the super pop producer Max Martin a Billboard #1 single, Britney laid the groundwork for the modern-day pop landscape. Spears' version of pop superstardom has become the standard for contemporary pop artists of today. There would be no Ariana Grande, Miley Cyrus, Katy Perry, Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, Camila Cabello, etc. if Britney Spears did not push boundaries with her masterpieces. The MTV Video Music Awards has played an essential role in defining Britney's career. In the franchise's history, Britney contributed many iconic stage performances that made her one of the most celebrated performers. One of her biggest performances on the VMAs was back in 2000, where she performed Oops, I Did It Again, appearing on stage in a Michael Jackson-esque suit and swag before stripping down to a flesh-colored sequined outfit. The 18-year-old pop princess wowed audience with her showmanship, talent, and energy. Her solo performance was the talk of the town and cemented her status as a global pop sensation. Later on, at the 2001 VMAs, Britney flaunted her newfound sexuality on stage and danced with an albino Burmese python as an accessory, as she performed her single I'm a Slave for You. Since her early years of stardom, Britney became a tabloid fixture and a constant paparazzi target. She entered showbiz generation that involved more tabloid frenzy than ever, and it's something we've seen newcomers take on with the heightened surveillance of social media. But before Instagram and Twitter became another layer of the often probed pop star persona, Spears was hounded by paparazzi with so much intensity that she can't even go to the bathroom without having a handful of people with cameras chasing after her. Britney also set the bar for adulthood transition that teen pop stars often struggle with. On her third album, the 2001's Britney, she shed her innocent skin and became sharper, sexier, and singing about more grown-up stuff. The lead single I'm a Slave for You and its video was credited for distancing her from her wholesome bubblegum pop image. But it was the 2003 follow-up album In the Zone that completed her transitioning, turning her into Britney, the adult woman. And of course the iconic Toxic. Britney's erratic behavior and personal struggles during 2006 to 2008 were highly publicized, affecting both her public image and career. That time of her life was full of much publicized personal issues that the media continuously captured. Celebrity culture chewed Britney up and spat her out. Rather than considering it a cautionary tale for rising stars, they let Spears' career and continued presence to be a positive motivation. But the fact that she weathered past controversy and still remained relevant is something that many pop stars won't probably be able to do. She was the last true pre-social media icon we had, before the internet splintered pop culture into different branches. Everyone knew who she was. She created such a global storm comparable to MJ and Madonna. She was the biggest pop star on the planet from 1998 to 2004 and the most famous person in that period of time. She sold around 40 million copies by age of 20 and like 200 million records in pure sale. Now with the internet splintering pop culture into different forms, there isn't really a pop mono-wide cultural worldwide moment that Britney, Madonna, and Michael Jackson had. Today's artists did not have the world in chokehold in the same way Britney had in the early 2000s. Pre-social media icons were far more legendary as they controlled what was talked about in the moment. Now, these superstar celebs do not seem as powerful as they once were pre-social media days. These days you can see what celebs ate for breakfast on their Instagram and how they live all the time. Back then all you had were music videos, their music and every now and then performance that you waited with so much anticipation. They appeared to be bigger than life, almost like they are not humans like the rest of us. I would even dare to say that Britney is the last star of that magnitude. 21st century landscape of pop music would be unimaginable without Britney Spears, the princess of pop, and on this channel as always we stand music royalty.
If you like this video, be sure to subscribe, follow me on my Instagram account and support our channel by becoming a patron on Patreon, and with a bunch of rewards help us creating together a great content with your favorite artists. Bye!